I've never known romantic love, but I have a platonic soulmate of 7 years and counting. I have a little sister and older brother who have known every version of me. I have a 17-year-old cat that sticks to me like Velcro. I'm putting myself through music school after already putting myself $20,000 into debt getting my business degree to please my dad, because I love myself enough now to always go after the real things that I want, the big things. So no, I've never known romantic love in the traditional sense, but love and I are no strangers. I slow dance with romance every day. I flirt with life itself. Sometimes I forget who I am, but I always find my way back to myself. The incredible thing about spending so much time alone is that you are forced to face yourself. Self-discovery is inevitable. My solitude has gifted me perpetual unraveling. I'm continuously becoming. I know who I am and how to stand on my own 2 feet. How fucking blessed am I that I follow my heart and do what I want. I have a burning passion that I feel in my entire body and soul. I know I am an artist. I'm a storyteller. I was put on this earth to make people feel, and I know how to do it and do it well. When I am creating at my fullest capacity, all need for external validation vanishes. And I find the idea that I could be unlovable to be abso-fucking-lutely absurd. Devoting yourself to your art will quiet the craving for romance every time, I swear. I have a mom who's drilled into my brain since day one that I am capable of anything. I have big dreams and nothing scares me. Well, that's far from true. Plenty of things scare me, but my motto is feel the fear and do it anyway. Can't you see? I am meant for much, much bigger things than waiting around to be chosen. I'll be here, dancing and drenched in joy in my own magnificent world I've built for myself. You can join me if you want, or not. Speaking of my Velcro cat, she's right here. She was on my lap the entire time. This is Mopu. Look how beautiful she is. Don't we look alike? We're literally twins. After my last video, I wanted to make something a little bit more positive. I did get a little annoyed when I saw comments of people being like, oh, people think being alone is a curse, but really it's a blessing, or like, you know, just enjoy your alone time, blah, blah, blah. Because in the moment, I'm like, ah! But afterwards, after I cry it all out and think about it a little bit, I'm like, oh, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right a little bit. And I realized that the reason I am so confident, the reason that I know myself so well is because I've been alone. Like, I really was taking for granted the fact that I've gotten to know myself so deeply, and I just am continuously evolving. And like, that's definitely not to say that you can't do that while you're in relationship, but I do think it happens a lot faster and a lot easier when you're alone. Because a lot of people, they don't know who they are outside of partnership. Some people, they started dating when they were 15 and they've never been single a day since. Like, they feel like if they go through a breakup, they immediately need to find someone else because they don't know how to be alone, because they don't know who they are when they're alone. So it really is such a blessing that I am good at being alone. I know how to be alone. I'm comfortable with myself being alone, you know? And I don't wait for a partnership. I'm not waiting for somebody to want me before I allow myself to be happy and live life and do the things I want to do and have fun. My life is my own life. I do whatever the fuck I want. And I am so confident in the way that I move through the world, and I've discovered who I am and the things that I like. And so by the time that I do finally get into a partnership, like, I know that it'll be so amazing, because I know the person that it will be is going to be incredible also, because I'm incredible. And it has to be someone who matches my freak in that way. Someone who also has spent a lot of time discovering themselves. Maybe someone who has also been alone a lot. I know the things that I like to do. I love to read. I love to get smarter. I love to do pottery. I love to learn guitar. I love to write. I love to make videos. And I have so much time that I just get to pour into myself and my art. And oh my gosh, it's really a blessing. It really is. You can, of course, still continue to learn about yourself when you're in partnership as well. But I think self-discovery is accelerated a lot when you're single. Because you push yourself and you're only doing things for yourself. You don't have to take anyone else into consideration. And this past year, oh my gosh, has truly been, feels like the most transformational year of my life. I'm 24, I'm almost 25, and this past year I've really been pushing myself to just do things. I never used to have hobbies. Now I have hobbies, and I go out into the world and I explore and I talk to people, I talk to strangers. I am constantly experiencing new things because I remembered there is so much joy in the world if only you just go outside and get off that damn phone. Like, we have free will, guys. You can do anything you want. You can go wherever you want. I've been taking little solo road trips with myself because I love exploring. I love going new places. It's so good for your brain to just get out of your regular routine, and it doesn't have to be somewhere that far away. It could just be somewhere 40 minutes away you've never been to, you know, or it could be like 2 hours away. I have been doing a new thing where when I'm shooting content, I will take a little road trip. It first started when I went to Malibu to shoot an ad for a toothbrush because my bathroom at home is not aesthetic and I needed to shoot it in an aesthetic bathroom. So I was on Airbnb looking for a place with a cute bathroom, and I found a place in Malibu, and I was like, hell, I want to go to Malibu. So I just went by myself, and it was the best 24 hours of my fucking life. Oh my gosh. You guys don't understand. When I said that devoting yourself to your art will quiet the craving for romance every time, I meant it. You don't understand. Like, do you see how big I'm smiling right now? Because I'm so excited and so passionate. When I fully give myself to my art, which is creating videos, telling stories, writing, whatever it is, I just am filled with so much self-love. Love for myself, love for life, love for the creative process. And I feel it physically in my body every time I get chills, and I literally have to jump for joy because I have so much fucking joy inside me that I have to jump around and scream and dance and giggle. And I thank the universe and I thank the heavens above, and you might think I'm fucking crazy. I wonder if this feeling is relatable to anyone. I didn't start experiencing this feeling until a few months ago when if you watch my other YouTube videos, you know I used to be a beauty content creator on TikTok and Instagram. I would do makeup tutorials. Was not feeling fulfilled in that at all. Then I realized I want to do cinematic videos. I want to do cinematic storytelling. Once I started doing that, I constantly am filled with this joy every time I'm creating what I want to create. I saw another amazing TikTok talking about how a lot of times when we want romance, it's because we want to give to something outside of ourselves. We want to give to another person. It feels good to give, to sacrifice yourself in some sort of way. And probably the most obvious way to do that is by loving somebody else. But there's other ways to do that. And this creator was saying that, like, creating and making art. It's so true because I'm pouring myself into my art. It doesn't have to be another person. I'm devoting myself to my art. The one thing I will say, though, is that I can't fuck my art. My art cannot give me back shots. And most humans are sexual creatures. In my last video, I said I haven't had sex in over 2 years. It's about to be 3. Isn't that crazy? That's actually crazy. It's about to be 3 in May. But I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine because self-pleasure will always exist. I feel like I just recently had kind of a surrendering, an acceptance. I used to have all of these feelings of like, when is it going to be my turn? Like, it's never going to happen for me. Why can't it be my turn yet? Why can't I just be happy right now? And I have let all of that go because I'm just surrendering. I'm trusting in the universe. I'm trusting that when it's my time, it'll happen, you know? And I feel so good about that now. And whatever is meant to be will be. And I mean, right now I'm feeling very happy. I'm sure there will be other days in the future where I am really sad and feeling really down about it. And I am a full believer in you have to fully feel your feelings. Have a good cry, and then get up, go outside, and go dance. Like, I love crying. I fucking love crying. I love crying. It feels so good because also I think it releases, what's it called? Endorphins or something that make you feel happier after you cry. Now, anytime things don't work out with someone that I liked, I'm viewing it as like, it's just one step closer to actually finding my partner, you know? And it is hard to have that mindset, but I just am envisioning, like, it could be 5 years from now. I don't know when it's going to happen, but like, I know that I will find someone who is everything that I'm looking for. And I'm just imagining being so in love and being so grateful, so fucking grateful that nothing else ever worked out. And also, I read pretty much every single comment that I get. I have over 1,000, and I think I've read all of them. Thank you for all of the love and kind comments. It's overwhelmingly positive. But some of y'all are crazy. Some of y'all need to have shame. With all the fat phobia, I really forgot how much y'all hate fat people. Like, the fucking audacity. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to address these comments. I'll just address them quickly. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But the audacity that some of you have to say, lose weight, then you'll get a boyfriend. Most of them were from men, which is to be expected. But there were some women too, which makes me pretty sad. One woman said, not trying to be mean. Girl, if you have to say that, like, it's already going to be mean. Not trying to be mean, but have you ever considered that it could increase attractiveness if you lose weight? Or another woman said something like, maybe the reason that people aren't approaching you is because you're overweight. She thought she was being helpful. And the crazy thing is, I never once said that I had an issue with people not being attracted to me. I never once said that there was a lack of people desiring me, yet people just assume that that's why I'm single. That's crazy. They just assume that I'm single because nobody wants me. They assume I'm single because people don't think I'm attractive. That's fucking crazy. Look at me! I'm not trying to... Not that I have to prove anything to anybody, but like, believe it or not, I get approached often. Because I'm stunning. I am gorgeous. I feel bad for the people who have such a narrow definition of beauty. But then I stopped feeling so sad when I realized that the type of people that would comment something like this must be so deeply insecure in themselves to even say stuff like this, that they hate to see that I'm confident in the way that I am, you know? Even though I'm not conventionally attractive. And they probably think that the ideal woman is like skinny, fake boobs, and blonde. And they think that's the only version of beautiful that exists in the world. But yeah, believe it or not, I get approached pretty often of people saying I'm so beautiful, I'm so attractive, they want to take me on a date, blah, 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 blah. And by conventionally attractive people too. It doesn't mean they're going to be the right fit for me. It could be a hot person asking me out. It doesn't mean that we're compatible. So the audacity for people to assume that it's just because people don't want me. Babes! I have to be fighting these bitches off every time I go outside. Also, I used to be skinny, and I still had all the issues that I have now. So, hi guys, the sun went down, so lighting change. So like I said, I used to be skinny. And honestly, what shocked me the most after I gained weight is that people still wanted me. Because everyone tells you, like, you will only be considered desirable and attractive if you are thin. No one will want you if you're fat. People actually still find me beautiful now. And it felt so shocking. And because I wasn't expecting it, I would actually like be so confused and oblivious that people were into me. And it shocked me that conventionally attractive, thin, or athletic, fit people found me attractive. For example, I would be on set for a modeling job or something, and other models or members of the crew would be like staring at me. And in my head, I'm like, oh, is there something on my face? Like, why are they staring at me? Babe, because they think you're hot. It's that simple. And they would be like flirting with me, and I'd be like, oh, they're just being really nice. Or they would ask me to hang out, and I'm like, oh, like, they just want to be friends. Babe, they want you. Like, yeah, and it shocked me that conventionally attractive, fit, athletic, thin people still wanted me after I gained weight. Because y'all, you underestimate the power of aura. You guys don't understand how far aura goes. Obviously, not everyone is going to be attracted to me. Some people do think my body is super unattractive and disgusting. Whatever. That's fine. They're entitled to their opinion. However, you guys really underestimate how far aura goes. And there were a few people in my comments saying that after they lost weight, then they finally got a boyfriend, or then like people finally started approaching them, asking them out. And yes, obviously, like if you're thin, you are more conventionally attractive, and I'm sure that some of the reason that you're getting approached more is because you're thinner. However, aura is huge. And so if you in your head, if you hate yourself when you're fat and you think I'm so ugly, no one would ever like me, I'm so unattractive and undesirable, and then you walk around with this mindset that you hate yourself and you think you're ugly, then everyone else is going to think that too. Like, you really can just decide I'm hot as fuck and sexy right now, and other people will think that too. I'm so serious. I'm being so for real, guys. Because hotness is an attitude. Hotness is a mindset. It doesn't matter if you're the most gorgeous person on the planet. If you don't have a good personality, if you have zero aura, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, I have met some people who are extremely beautiful, like if you just saw a picture of them, but they have no personality. And so I'm not attracted to them. And then on the flip side, of course, I have met people who are average looking or even below average, yet their personality is so hot. They're confident. They just move through the world with such sexiness. And it makes me want them. Like, for example, a long time ago, I had a coworker who every bitch there had a crush on him, myself included. But he had a unibrow. He had it wasn't just a little, it was a full-on bushy-ass unibrow. Obviously, that's something that's not conventionally attractive. Yet this man was so fucking hot. He just had hot aura. He had hot energy, and he moved with such confidence that every bitch there had a crush on him. And there's just something it makes you even hotter if there's something about you that's unconventionally attractive, yet you just possess so much confidence. Like me, I'll walk around with a crop top and my belly out, and I'll walk around as if I'm the hottest bitch in the world. And then people will see me that way because they're like, damn, this bitch doesn't care what people think at all. And my belly is sexy as fuck. Are you kidding me? My God. Something to grab onto, you know what I mean? Anyways, all that to say is I have aura as well. And also people in the comments just assume so many things about me. They're like, you don't even love yourself enough to go to the gym and eat healthy. I eat a very healthy diet. I love vegetables. I love eating healthy. It makes me feel so good. And I recently started going to the gym consistently. I've never been consistent, but I'm consistent now because I do want to be healthy. I do want to be active and fit. And like, these people, you guys don't know anything about me, okay? I already think I'm super hot and sexy and beautiful and deserving of love with the body that I have now. I might lose weight from going to the gym and trying to be healthy and active and taking care of my body. However, I already think I'm sexy as fuck. And other people already think that too. And I think that I'm deserving of love with the body that I have now as well, you know? And you don't get a cookie for thinking that I'm still pretty even though I'm fat. Like, the comments are like, oh, actually, she's actually beautiful. What do you mean actually? I am beautiful. Like, that's it. That's it, babe. I guess the one bad thing perhaps is like, if you have been single for a long time and you have built your own magnificent life for yourself and you have hobbies, you have interests, you have passions, you have goals, you're ambitious, you're driven, that's extremely intimidating to a lot of people because a lot of people don't have anything like that. And if you already have this amazing life, then a lot of times other people, they feel like they have nothing to offer you. Like, if they don't have their own life as well, if they're not confident in themselves, they could never feel like they're enough for you. So it's kind of like a paradox. Like, the more time you spend alone, the more confident in yourself you'll become, the more you're gonna just keep creating this beautiful life for yourself with your friends, your hobbies, your career, all of this stuff. And you're gonna kind of just keep leveling up and up and up and up until then it just makes the dating pool even smaller for people who feel like they are on the same level with you, you know? I remember a quote I saw that said, "You only crave male validation when you want to abandon your creativity." That is so fucking true. It's so true. But yeah, basically, to sum everything up, I would say the main thing that I'm feeling right now is so grateful, actually, for all of this time I've spent alone. I know, I never thought I would say it. I never thought I would have this viewpoint just compared to my last video. But because I'm building this beautiful life for myself, a life that's all my own. It's mine. And I really feel like I'm so fucking cool and so awesome that it would be an immense privilege and honor for me to want to let you into my awesome life. My life is so fucking cool and so full on its own. And I feel this way because this past year I've made it a conscious effort to do things that I enjoy and find hobbies. Guys, hobbies are so fucking important. And do the things I said I was gonna do. The main one is creating what I want to create. Creating this art, creating these videos that I love making. And doing something impactful. That could be anything. Like if you love painting or if you love writing poetry, whatever it is, something like that. Like all of us are artists, all of us are creators, and we have things inside us that want to come out. So let them out, and then you will feel this same joy that I'm talking about when I create. I have all of this joy and self-love that becomes unshakable. And also getting hobbies, trying new things, going out into the world. Last year I started taking pottery classes and it has been life-changing. Not even being dramatic here. Like that's been a huge part of my transformation because I didn't even realize that I was severely lacking community. I've been fully self-employed for 5 years now. I've been a full-time content creator and model for 5 years. So I don't have a regular job I go to, and I didn't have any hobbies. So I didn't have a community. I didn't have a place that I went to regularly where I saw all the same people. My friends that I had were only people that I met randomly and we would just hang out one-on-one. But there is something so different and special about a community where you're all like working on stuff together. It's like, it reminds me of when I was in school or like when I had a normal job, you know? It's like the bonds you form they're different. It's a different type of friendship, I feel like working in silence alongside each other. And I realized that I love people. I love being around people. Most of my life I identified as an introvert, but I'm really in my extrovert era because I feel like being around people, interacting with people, helps you learn so much more about yourself, and it helps you like see who you are. For me, a lot of times I feel like I'm being my most true self, and that has helped me build so much confidence. It's just like being around people all the time and having a community like that. I had such a beautiful pivotal moment that is going to stay with me forever. So I've been having so many pivotal moments recently, but this one in particular. So I'm new to YouTube, but I've been doing Instagram and TikTok for a while. So I got hired by a toothbrush brand to do an ad for them to make a video about their toothbrush. And so my bathroom at home is not aesthetic. It's not cute. It doesn't even have natural light. So I started looking on Airbnb to find a cute bathroom. And then one of them that popped up, it happened to be in Malibu. And I was thinking I wanted to go to Malibu anyways. And so I'm like, fuck it, let me book this. Let me just go take a little one-night trip just by myself to film this video in this Airbnb that had a gorgeous bathroom, gorgeous, stunning, beautiful natural light, huge bathtub. When I tell you I was so excited for this bathtub, because I don't have a bathtub in my apartment, I just have a shower. And I love baths so much. I haven't had a bath in so long, in years. And so I'm just feeling so excited because I planned out the ad that I'm going to shoot for this toothbrush. I booked the Airbnb, and then I set off on my journey. I remembered that I have free will. I can go wherever I want, and I make my own money. And I was just feeling so happy and so much love for myself that I was doing this thing for myself, you know? Whenever I like sit down and plan and put effort into things, put effort into my work, it just makes me feel so good about myself. Doing the hard things, using my brain, makes me feel so good and so much self-love for myself. When you sit down and do the work and create things that you're proud of, oh my gosh, that is the number one way to love yourself. I feel like, you know, everyone is trying to find the secret to self-love. That's what I think it is, at least from my personal experience, because you can do affirmations, you can look in the mirror and say, I love you, I'm proud of you. But if you have nothing to be proud of yourself for, then it's going to feel a lot harder to really believe that. It's been so unexpected that I've found this whole new level of self-love through my work, through creating things that I'm really proud of, and through using my brain a lot, using my brain and doing hard things and putting effort. So anyways, I start my trip out to Malibu. I love driving also. I love driving in the car because I love listening to music really loud and screaming it at the top of my lungs. So I was listening to the Lumineers. God, I love the Lumineers. And I get to the Airbnb, and my plan is I'm only staying one night, so my plan is to shoot the video in the morning because I wanted natural light. I didn't get there until I think like 6 p.m. or something, so the sun had already set. So I'm like, great, I just have this entire night just for myself. And oh my God, it was incredible. It was incredible. The place that I was staying was beautiful and cute, of course. And I was just like naked the whole time. Like, because I live with roommates, so I can't just be naked. I'm naked in my room sometimes, but here I felt fully free to be naked. And the bath that I took, oh my God. It was perfect. It was just so perfect. And I couldn't stop moaning. It wasn't even in a sexual way. You know when just like life feels so amazing that you're just moaning? I don't know if this is relatable. If it's not, then I hope you find that level of joy at some point in your life. I put on amazing music. I was dancing around just by myself. And I was just feeling overwhelming feelings of, wow, I love myself. And like feeling like I really, really meant that with every ounce of my being. And it was because I did this thing for myself. I did it to shoot the video, but I also did it for myself, to take a little trip. And I just fell in love with my mind. I was like, wow, I'm so smart. I'm so smart. I'm so good at what I do. I put effort into things. I go above and beyond. I'm a hard worker. I'm talented. And just like planning something out and then executing it. It makes you trust yourself. It makes you feel like you're reliable. Yes, it builds self-trust. I couldn't help but giggle. Like I just started laughing. I was dancing around and then I just started giggling like crazy, and I had to jump up and down because I just had all of this joy and love inside me and needed to physically come out of my body. And I've been having so many experiences like that lately, and up into like this is a new thing for me, but in the past few months or so, it has been kind of a common experience. And just feeling like, wow, I'm really amazing. I know how to put in hard work. I know how to plan things and then execute them. I do the things I said I was going to do. That is the best way to feel so good about yourself, is to set goals for yourself, hard goals, hard but attainable, obviously, and then do them. And then set another goal and then do it again. It just, you're unstoppable. You feel unstoppable, and you just like, you keep going and going and going and going. And I swear this was the best 24 hours of my fucking life. Because then in the morning I shot the video. It went great. I was feeling so happy about that. And then I checked out of the Airbnb, and I love being over in that area, the Malibu area. So I was wanting to stay over there a little bit longer before I headed back home to LA. And I remembered I had seen on TikTok this cafe called Cafe on 27, and it's in Topanga. So it's a little bit north of Malibu, I think. But still kind of the same vibe, same area. Beautiful nature, beautiful scenery, hills, mountains, trees, greenery, gorgeous. So I went to that cafe, and oh my God. It was, when I tell you, this was the most perfect day ever. The weather was absolutely perfect. Like, not 1 degree too hot, not 1 degree too cold. The sun was shining, but it was a little bit cloudy, so it wasn't too hot. I wasn't sweaty. But the sun would just peek through the clouds at just the right times and shine on my skin and shine on the food that I was eating. And they seat me at the most perfect seat with the beautiful view, just looking over the beautiful mountains. I order the broccoli cheddar soup. They make a mistake. They come back with clam chowder. But I love clam chowder, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll just take it. I don't care. I don't need my broccoli cheddar soup. It was the best fucking clam chowder of my life. Oh my God. It was so good. It was so good. And there's a woman sitting next to me who was also alone, and so I start talking to her because I love talking to strangers. We had a great conversation, but then I did start to feel sad because I knew that I would have to go home, and that all of this incredible joy would have to come to an end. That is the thing when you know you're having the time of your life and then you're like, oh, it's gonna end. But that's just the way life is, you know? Like, life can't feel that incredible at all times, otherwise nothing would feel incredible. So I had to accept that. So I headed back home, and then in the evening when I got home, my friend had invited me to this little backyard concert that I had been to one of them before. It was incredible the first time, it was incredible the second time, because live music is one of my favorite ever things in life. I was already feeling so much joy. There needs to be a stronger word. Ecstasy. Like, literally, I'm high on life. I was already feeling so much joy that it carried over into the evening when after I got back home and we were at the concert, that I was just like, wow, life is really beautiful. My life is really beautiful. And I did all of this. It's beautiful because of me. Because I'm making friends, because I'm making plans, because I'm going places, because I'm pouring into my work and booking the trip and putting my whole back and foot into everything I do. Oh my God. This 24-hour period was so important because actually it was a few days before I confessed to my crush. And at the time I wasn't sure if I was going to, but having all of this ecstasy that I was feeling and joy for my own life, it brought me clarity in a way, and it helped me learn detachment, because it helped me feel like whatever happens, like even if it's not mutual, then I'll be fine, because I have so much happiness that I've created. I already have so much happiness. I already have all of this that's mine. And guess what happened? I confessed. I got rejected. And it was fine. For the first time in my life, I felt okay being rejected. Obviously, at first, I felt really embarrassed. I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. And then I got over it. For the first time in my life, I didn't feel like, oh my God, like, what's wrong with me? I'm not worthy. What about me isn't good enough? All of those type of thoughts. I didn't have those, because there could be a billion different reasons why someone doesn't want you. And guess what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't mean anything about your worth. It doesn't. Because sometimes you're just not someone's cup of tea. People have things that they like and look for, and maybe you're just not it. Anyways, the person that's your person that you're meant to be with is going to be so obsessed with you. The person you're supposed to be with is going to be crazy about you. And oh my gosh, I think this was the best possible thing that could have happened to me on this journey that I've been on, because it showed me, like, everyone is afraid of rejection. Everyone is afraid. We fear rejection because we think that if people reject us, it means something about our own value and our own self-worth. But that's not true. You build that for yourself. It does not depend on what other people think about you. And why I think this is the best thing to happen is because it showed me that, you know, people are so afraid to tell people that they like them in that sort of way, because we think that being rejected is the worst possible thing that could ever happen to us. But guess what? You get rejected and you survive. You get rejected and the world doesn't stop. You don't die. Actually, life goes on. And this really inspired me. Like, now every time I have a crush, I'm going to tell them, because I already experienced the worst possible thing that could happen, and I survived. So, like, and I set myself free. One of my favorite creators is Kitty Lever. And she's talked about, like, rejection and confessing feelings, and actually one of her videos is what inspired me to do it.
Ladies, the nonchalant era has to end. My vulnerability is my favorite thing about myself, and I would rather tell somebody, hey, I like you, hey, I want to kiss you, and then be like, then avoid telling them how I feel, swallowing it in, and then just slowly breaking my own heart, watching them do their own thing. Like, wouldn't you want answers quick? I know I can be pretty avoidant, but also I have this thing in my brain that's like, tell them how you feel, because if they don't like it, then you can move on. Versus like, don't tell them how you feel, so you can just continue to like wonder what if or wonder why. Like what? Like what? What? One time I told a man how I feel, and he's like, oh, you're like a little sister to me. That was freeing. He set me free like a dove. That's the worst that could happen. You move on. Please.
Because at least if you tell them, you know, it can go one of two ways, obviously, and you'll never know unless you say something. And at the very least, like, if you tell them and they reject you, then you can move on. Then you can set yourself free. And you're not going to be just left wondering, what if? You're not going to be left wondering in 10 years, oh, what if I told them? What if they liked me back? You know? Next time I like someone, I'm going to tell them. And I won't be as afraid because I already experienced the worst possible thing that could happen. And of course, at first I felt so embarrassed. I felt terribly embarrassed. And then I got over it because I'm like, actually, what's embarrassing about it? What is embarrassing about it? Living with an open heart, living with my heart on my sleeve, and living vulnerably. Living vulnerably is such an admirable thing. It's admirable. And it really just made me have even more love for myself. Because now I'm living like someone that I would look up to. Someone that says what's on their heart and what's on their mind, regardless of the fear. Because fear is always going to exist, but you don't need to let it control you. Feel the fear and do it anyways. Only good things can happen from that. And so anyways, after this little Malibu trip, it inspired me to kind of make this a regular thing with my content, because I'm so incredibly blessed and grateful that this is my full-time job, content creating, which means I can do whatever I want. My content can be whatever I want. And so I'm going to make travel a regular part of it. Because I love going to different locations, because I feel so inspired when I get out of my regular routine, go somewhere I've never been before. And so then I just took a little trip to Yucca Valley, which is by Joshua Tree. It's a 2-hour drive from where I live. Yeah, to shoot this video. And I'm just filling my life up with all these new places, new people, new experience, new things. And it feels amazing. Oh my God. You guys aren't using your free will enough. Maybe you are, but probably most of you aren't. Because I wasn't until just a few months ago. Go new places, try new things, talk to new people, get a hobby. Life can be whatever you make it. I think that's all I have to say for now. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all of the love. Oh my gosh. I can't believe this is only my 3rd video. I have only posted 2 videos before this one, and I already have 20,000 subscribers. Are you kidding me? That's fucking insane. I feel so immensely grateful, and such a clear knowing that I'm on the right path. That this is what I've been meant to do all along. And yeah, anyways, not gonna get too savvy about it, but I'll see you in the next video.